What is up YouTube? This is AVAULT here, back in today with you guys another new Speed Duel deck profile video. Now, if you guys seen this last Speed Duel match latest of us playing the Serpent Knight Dragon, which is a very long time no see deck against one of the top tier decks, Gravekeeper Burns, be sure to check that out. And here it is, guys. Here's the deck profile, updated version for you guys overall. Now, I did mention that in the other video, that Serpent Knight Dragon is like one of my favorite decks I've been playing for Speed Duels for so long, and it's been really fun. I know it was overpowered during its prime time compared to other many decks, but I just really like the consistency, and I felt like being able to come up with the idea, sort of like revealing cards or excavating cards from your deck and then popping monsters, and those makes it very versatile, and I just really like that. And Serpent Knight never like really had as much attention in regular Yu-Gi-Oh, even nowadays or even back then, honestly, because Red Eyes was always better, but you know, these skills just made it so much better. Anyways, before we go straight into the deck profile, just so you guys know, we're always doing our card sleeve review. We're using these OCGs, Link Rings version 2, black and blue, just matching with our Serpent Knight because Serpent Knight is blue, and I guess this is black, and this is actually a dark version, or dark updated version, just so you guys know. So, skill right here, Nightmare Sonic Blast. Some of you guys, most of you guys probably know what this does already, but for you guys who are the beginners, basically you activate the skill while you control Serpent Knight Dragon only. Once per turn, you reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Use one of the following skills depending on the number of monsters revealed. If you revealed 1 monster, you can add one of the revealed cards to your hand. If you revealed 2 monsters, you get to destroy 1 card your opponent controls. And if you revealed 3 or more monsters, you get to apply both effects. Now, the really key thing is just you need to reveal 2 monsters. That's all, and that's it, in order for you to pop any card your opponent controls, which is just really great overall. And I'll show you guys how consistently it is, and I showcased already in the Speed Duel match of how to sort of make sure you always consistently review monsters over and over again. You guys know for the when a deck profile back in the prime time, when it was like very great and competitive, this deck was able to basically consistently review monsters over and over again. And there's always strategies, and I showed, so be sure to check out that Speed Duel match if you guys want to know how. Anyways, triple Serpent Knight Dragon right here, basically your key boss monster, 2350 attack and 2400 defense. Not the very powerful stats, but still a very decent monster overall. Next, we've got triple double costin right here. Still standard, still original, simply because double costin is a great beater. It also has a utilizing effect where you can basically tribute itself to bring out Serpent Knight Dragon as required for 2 tributes, which is really good. And also, just so you guys know, many of the times you guys can OTK by having 1 double costin and Serpent Knight Dragon. It's very easy to pull off and basically swing right in to an open field into your opponent, and you simply win right there at 4,050 life points straight up. Next, for the new cards that you guys are interested in here, we're playing triple New Doria. Now, this deck, I really focus on mass destruction, more and more destruction. Usually before, we utilize only on Serpent Knight Dragon to pop cards, but now we're destroying even more. New Doria is just really great, also because it's dark, and we will mention why it's important for dark. Next, we're running triple Sphere Karibos right here. I know Gentlemander used to be more of a thing, more than Sphere Karibo. You want to play Gentlemanders, but once again, Sphere Karibo simply is dark, Gentlemander is light, and we, as I hinting across, we are playing Allure of Darkness overall. Now, there's not as many monsters as it used to be. No Blue Dragon Summoner either, and I'll explain why. But overall, the spells and traps that we play are very even disbursement with the monster cards. However, you can still always want to get 2 cards, 2 monsters. That's really what you're trying to go for flipping, from revealing the cards. Anyways, triple tribute to the tribute doll, which basically helps you bring out Serpent Knight Dragon. You really need it. This card used to be great simply because it helps you bring out Serpent Knight Dragon immediately, and you can utilize the Nightmare Sonic Blast immediately right after that, which is really good. Still really good. However, simply you can't attack has definitely fallen off because it makes the game much more slower. So against like really fast-paced decks, again like Cocoon, you know, this deck is definitely struggles a little bit, I have to say. Next, since we don't play Blue Dragon Summoner anymore, we do play triple Summoner's Art right here to basically search our Serpent Knight Dragon. We need it as soon as possible. We need to see it in our hand. So essentially, we're playing 6 copies of that. Of course, Blue Dragon Summoner seems to be better because it's a monster and you get to reveal it off of Nightmare Sonic Blast, but it is a little bit rather slower. It needs to be destroyed and sent to the graveyard in order for its effect. I'm not sure, I can't remember if it needs to be destroyed, but as long as it needs sent to the graveyard, it's kind of slow. You need Summoner's Art to bring it out quickly. Now, to even pick up the pace of the deck to match, to sort of like keep up with today's pace, is that we play triple Allure of Darkness. Some of you guys might only want to play 2, that's totally fine as well, but I do want that draw power overall. We have a lot of search power, but like resource power in sort of getting cards as quickly as we can in order, like I mentioned, to keep up the pace with the current meta, to speed this deck up a little bit overall. So that basically rounds off for the deck, but for the spells right here. Triple Allure simply because, once again, there's so many darks in this deck, and it's basically all darks. That's the reason why I decided to do that. Now, moving on to the traps, I play double Dust Tornado right here, simply because of for back row removal. Really important to, you know, make sure your Serpent Knight Dragon is sort of protected from any trap cards your opponent might use. Also, simply because you know, you guys might be thinking, okay, I don't need Dust Tornado simply because Serpent Knight Dragon can pop a card anyways, so I can pop that card if needed. Well, the reason why I mentioned is because Dust Tornado with Nightmare Sonic Blast and Euphoria is basically you want to do more mass destruction to sort of really break your opponent's board and ruin their setups over there. And you can actually gain advantage, and you guys can see in the Speed Duel match video that we were against the Grave Keepers, we actually out-resourced them simply because of that. So we end up destroying a lot. And not to mention, overall, if you do review one monster with Nightmare Sonic Blast, that's still one free card per turn. It's basically a free draw, essentially, and you get to choose whichever, so which is really great. Last but not least, I still think this is one of the best trap cards, but it's very underplayed right now. It's basically Champion's Vigilance. It is not as great than before because you do need to require to have Serpent Knight Dragon on the field in order to activate it. That's why it's a lot slower. You know, it's just better to have Dust Tornado or some kind of monster removal like offerings right off the bat, because they kind of serve the same purpose at the end of the day. That's why I only play one, which is all enough. You know, if you guys really love Champion's Vigilance, you guys can play 3, 2 or 3. I don't recommend that in this current format anymore. I used to play 2. I may at one point I actually even play 3 because, you know, of the consistency of how strong this trap card overall really is. But 1 is the best answer right now. Some of you guys might not even want to play it at all, which is totally fine, and add another monster, which I totally understand as well. Now that basically rounds up the main deck. We do play roughly 24 cards of the main deck. Yeah, 24 cards, I believe. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 24. I do remember. I kind of forgot for a sec, so I apologize for that. So yeah, 24 cards is really crucial because this deck digs deep very quickly. With Allure, with Serpent Knight, you're going through cards so fast. At one point, I was even thinking of doing a 30 card version, but 24 seems to work really well. Now moving into our side deck, we are playing double Night Beam right here for extra back row removal, even faster response than actual Nightmare Sonic Blast. And as I mentioned, it's such a heavy back row meta, you have to need Night Beam. One Offerings to the Doom, always great to have just in case. Works very well with this deck, surprisingly, I would say, because if you have Serpent Knight Dragon once again, you basically recur that draw card back anyway, so you're not losing as much compared to other decks. And also you can be playing Allure to recur your draw power, so in most cases you draw everything you needed already before you be using your Offerings for the right timing if you do so. So Offerings is not really much of a setback for this deck. Sorry, I apologize for that. 1 DD Crow right here for any graveyard-centric decks. 1 Golden Ladybug against Burn. You know, some of you guys might be thinking, you know, it makes more sense to play a Twisted Personality and a side deck as a skill to sort of counter Twisted Burn decks overall. I disagree for this deck in particular because you need Nightmare Sonic Blast. If without it, that's basically the core of your deck. You have to keep it at all times. So do not side in Twisted Personality at all. Use Golden Ladybug as sort of a counter instead. Last but not least, 1 Jar of Avarice, and I do emphasize that this is a really handy card every now and then, but this card even more handy for this deck overall, simply because you do go through your resources so quickly. You really need that Jar of Avarice sometimes, honestly, and this deck would need it more than any other deck profiles I actually ever made, a little bit more so overall. So that basically rounds off the side deck right here, and of course, rounding last but not least, just a quick extra deck of 6 fusion monsters that you must have overall, just so your opponent knows that you might be going into it overall. So yeah, that basically rounds off the deck profile right here, guys. If you guys enjoyed the deck profile, be sure to hit that like button. Comment down below what you guys think. Be sure to make sure to understand that this is just my base resource. I try to bring this deck back for this current format as best as I can. This is just my own version, so use it as a template to create your own, guys. And, you know, comment down below what other suggestions you guys might have. Really open to the discussion. Happy to hear it out. And I really appreciate the support. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, once again, be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the AVAULT channel for more awesome speed duel content on here. We've got deck profiles, match duel videos, competitive decks, fun decks, rogue decks, I guess, like these, and interesting decks that are sort of forgotten, and we try to bring them back as well to sort of see how it kind of competes with the current meta. So I hope you guys enjoyed this enjoyed this video overall. And if you guys did, refer to a friend or a family who loves speed duels and Yu-Gi-Oh just as much as you do, and have them check out the AVAULT channel, and I really appreciate it. Lots of content on here, and yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, you guys have a great day, great night, wherever you are. Stay tuned for the next video, and we'll see you right there in the AVAULT, signing out.